What if I told you the generator most likely to kill you is the cheap one they stack right by the front door, and the industry has known it for decades? It's not the engine that gets you, it's the carbon monoxide. You can't see it, smell it, or taste it, and it kills around 100 Americans a year, most of them asleep, most during a storm, most sure they'd been careful. The people who know better don't shop like the rest of us. The linemen who ride out every outage, the off-grid veterans, the preppers who've killed more than one generator the hard way, they sort these machines into 5 levels, and they won't touch the bottom. Not by watts, not by price, but by how safely each one keeps you powered when the grid goes down. Stick with me for all 5. Watch number 2, because it hides one feature that could have saved nearly every one of those 100 people. And watch number 1, which isn't even a single machine. Let's climb. Number 5, the basic conventional generator. Every hurricane season, the same scene plays out. Power's been out a day, it's cold, the kids are scared, and there's a new generator in the garage. It's raining, so someone rolls it just inside the open door, just for a while. By morning, nobody in that house wakes up. That's the most common way these machines kill. And it's this exact one. It's the $300 to $500 unit on the pallet. And cheap is the whole pitch. Generac sells more generators than any brand in America, and most of that volume is exactly this basic design. The industry keeps it by the front door because it sells, not because it's safe. So what does the low price get you? An engine shoves power straight to the outlets. Running flat out at a fixed speed, it puts out rough electricity with enough voltage swing and total harmonic distortion that plugging in a laptop is a gamble. It's loud, 75 decibels or more. It guzzles gas, and it burns dirty enough that the EPA flags conventional generator exhaust as a real source of carbon monoxide and fine particulates. But none of that is what kills you. The Consumer Product Safety Commission, the CPSC, ties portable generators to roughly 1,000 fires in an 8-year stretch and more than 900 carbon monoxide deaths between 2005 and 2017. Almost all of them basic units like this one, run somewhere they never should have been. So if you own one rule: it never runs inside. Not the house, the garage, a shed, or a cracked open carport. 20 feet out, exhaust aimed away, on outdoor cords or a transfer switch, and let it cool before you refuel. Used right, outdoors, it'll keep your fridge cold and your lights on. It's a blunt tool that makes power, just not clean, quiet, or safe on its own. That's already more than most generator videos will tell you. If you want the rest of the ladder laid out this straight, take 1 second and subscribe, because that's exactly what this channel does. Now the next level fixes 2 of those 3 problems, and it's the one the savvy owners grab first. Number 4, standard inverter generators. Ask anyone who's run a job site off a generator, and they all have the same story. The first time they plugged a laptop into a cheap one and watched it stutter or die, they never did it again. That's the moment people move up to an inverter, usually right after the cheap one cost them something. An inverter does what the level 5 machine can't. It rebuilds that rough engine power into a clean, steady signal, often under 3% total harmonic distortion. In plain English, power your phone, laptop, TV, or a CPAP machine can trust. The Honda EU 2200E is the one everybody names. 2,200 starting watts, 1,800 running, 47 pounds, and 48 to 57 decibels depending on load. Quieter than this conversation at a light draw. And it throttles. Small load, the engine idles down and sips fuel. Big load, it revs up. Here's the foil. In the box, a $300 generator and a $1,000 Honda look almost identical, and the cheap end is counting on you grabbing the lower number. You find out the difference the second you run them. The honest catch on the Honda side, you pay more, and it still can't run central air or a well pump. It's built for the essentials, the fridge, phones, lights, and medical gear, but every inverter shares one weakness with everything below it. It runs on a single fuel. When that runs out, so do you. That's the exact problem the next level solves. Number 3. Dual fuel generators. Think back to Hurricane Katrina or the 2021 Texas winter storm. Plenty of people had generators. What they didn't have was gasoline. The pumps need power, the tankers couldn't get through, and the lines stretched for miles. Big disasters keep exposing the same weak point. And it isn't the machine, it's the fuel. Gasoline gets scarce right when everyone needs it at once. A dual fuel generator closes that trap. It runs on gasoline or propane, and that second option is the whole game. Gasoline breaks down in a month or two, faster with ethanol, and stale fuel gums up a carburetor until last year's generator won't start. A sealed propane cylinder sits in your shed for years and comes out like the day you filled it, and it burns cleaner. The trade-off is small. Most units make 5 to 15% less power on propane than on gas. Near the top of their range, that matters. For a fridge, a freezer, lights, and phones, it's nothing. Champion, Westinghouse, and Duramax all fight hard here, from small portables up past 10,000 starting watts. The move isn't picking one fuel forever. Run gas while it's easy to get. Keep 2 filled 20-pound propane tanks as the reserve that's still good when everyone else is stuck at a dead pump. One honest caveat the marketing hides. Dual fuel doesn't automatically mean quieter or cleaner power. Plenty are still loud conventional machines. What earns them this spot is that you're no longer chained to one fuel. If this is helping you see through the shelf tags, hit the like button. It's what pushes this in front of the next person about to buy the wrong machine. Because fuel still doesn't touch the deadliest hazard of all. Carbon monoxide doesn't care what you're burning, and that's what the next level is really about. Number 2. Tri-fuel generators with carbon monoxide shutoff. Here's what the serious people build toward. 2 weeks into an outage, the neighbors are hauling gas cans and rationing propane, and one house just keeps running. No fuel cans, no station trips. That house runs a tri-fuel generator off its own natural gas line, the same line feeding the furnace, and barely notices the grid is down. Add natural gas to gasoline and propane, and you have 3 ways to keep the engine alive. Natural gas piped from your home's line just keeps running because underground service usually survives when the overhead lines are down. Run one off that line and you're close to what a permanently installed standby generator does. The whole house unit wired to your panel that starts on its own. The difference is you can still unhook this one and carry it anywhere. This one you don't do yourself. A licensed pro sets the gas connection, and a licensed electrician wires in a transfer switch so the generator can never backfeed the grid. Backfeeding can kill a lineman working to restore your power. Take it seriously. But the real headline is the carbon monoxide Shutoff, the feature I told you to watch for. Built-in sensors catch carbon monoxide building up around the machine and cut the engine. The numbers are hard to argue with. The CPSC found generators meeting the UL 2201 standard would prevent nearly 100% of the deaths that happened with non-compliant units, and the competing PGM AG300 standard about 87%. A separate advance people mix up with it. Some engines are built to make far less carbon monoxide in the first place. In one CPSC test in a closed garage, that low-emission design stretched escape time from 8 minutes to 96. Now hear this, because it's where people get overconfident and die. A shutoff is not a license to run it in your garage. Sensors fail, exhaust gets trapped. The 20-foot rule still stands. The shutoff is a backup for when the wind shifts, not a substitute for keeping it outside. So why isn't every generator built this way? This is the part that should make you angry. The fix exists right now and still isn't required. The federal effort dates to 2006, when Nancy Nord ran the CPSC, and it's been stalled ever since while the industry fought mandatory standards. Senator Richard Blumenthal has called the delay inexcusable. 2 decades, a known fix, still optional. So what beats 3 fuels and enough output to run half your house? Not a bigger engine, a smarter setup. Number 1. A premium inverter generator paired with a portable power station. Watch how the most prepared people run an outage and it looks nothing like a guy babysitting a roaring generator on the lawn. Overnight, the house is silent. A battery in the closet runs the fridge, the router, a CPAP, a few lights, no noise, no fumes. The generator only fires up for a couple of daytime hours to recharge it, then shuts off. That's not one machine, it's a system, and it's the top of the ladder. On one side, a premium inverter generator, a Honda EU 3000 IS for quiet, long runs, or the EU 7000 IS, the auto-throttle IAT1 model, for serious wattage without the open-frame roar. Honda earned its name on quiet operation, fuel economy, and engines that keep starting for years. But here's the foil even Honda can't beat. Skip the oil, leave stale fuel in it, never test run it, and it'll fail you the night you need it. On the other side, a lithium iron phosphate power station. No engine, no exhaust, barely a sound. Because it burns nothing, it makes 0 carbon monoxide. So unlike any engine generator, you can run it indoors. EcoFlow, Bluetti, Jackery, and Goal Zero build them. From a few hundred watt-hours to several thousand. The pairing wins because most of an outage, your load is light. The battery carries the overnight loads in silence while the engine sits off. When it runs down, you fire the generator outside, recharge fast, run heavy daytime loads, and shut it off. Add a 200 watt to 400 watt solar array and you stretch it further. It won't carry a whole house, but it tops off the small loads and buys back fuel. Not a magic closed loop, just 3 ways to charge instead of 1. The grid, the generator, and the sun. One catch worth knowing before you buy: a battery's watt-hours, not its watts, decide how long it actually lasts, and lithium loses range in the cold, so in a deep freeze the engine carries more of the load. That's the whole point. No single piece is bulletproof, but the system is very hard to knock out. One last thing the store won't tell you. You'll almost never see this combination sold as a package because generators, batteries, and solar sit in separate aisles, so no retailer hands you the whole system. The savvy owners already know. They don't buy a generator, they build a setup, and now you can too. Close the right pick depends on what you run, how long your outages last, and how much upkeep you'll do. But one rule holds at every level: never run a combustion generator indoors or in a garage. 20 feet from doors, windows, and vents, exhaust aimed away. A pricier generator isn't automatically safer if you're careless, and a cheap one isn't useless if you respect its limits. The real danger was never the machine. It's buying one without knowing which level you're holding. So which level are you running right now? Conventional, inverter, dual fuel, tri-fuel, or a generator and battery combo? Drop it in the comments. I read them. And if this changed how you see the machine in your garage, you already know what to do.